a good idea. Alright, I don't think that idea is gonna work. That idea is not gonna work. I don't want to ruin my... I don't want to ruin my iron either. Alright, don't try this. Hello, welcome in. I'm making wax wraps, and I made some bars the other day with all the ingredients in it, and instead of sprinkling it all over it, I'm just shaving it onto it, and then I'm gonna, what I have, they're really neat though. They save on a lot of plastic. They're very soft. It's fabric that you made with beeswax, pine rosin, and jojoba oil. But anyways, they're super easy to make, and they, just to show you the jar, but you can make big ones. You can make sandwich bags. You don't have to use a plastic wrap anymore. And then all you do is, when you're done with it, you just rinse it off with some cold water, and you just store them away, and they're good for 6 to 8 months. I have a bigger one too. So I was gonna make some kits up to just sell the kit if somebody wanted to try them, and I'll have them listed on the website. But this is a little bit bigger one, and there'll be a bigger one than this. But all you do is, they're very pliable, like that. You don't even have to do that. But your hand warms it up, the wax. Look at that. You could even do it as a gift for somebody, put a ribbon around it, just like that. I got a little jar of candy here. But, look, they don't, and it doesn't, I'm not even touching it, it doesn't even come off. But the wax, all it is just those three things. It has to be 100% beeswax, and it has to be 100% cotton, because it's going to be near food. But these would be great. You could take them on a camping, hiking. Say somebody got hurt and you needed some water. You could, roll it like into a tube and, seal off the end. You could use it as a silverware holder. You just fill it with some water. They'd be great for like the first aid. You could use them to put around your neck. These would be really, really great. So anyway, so what I did was, I've already cut my fabric to the sizes that I want, and I made some, these are wax bars that have all 3 ingredients right in them. Thank you for the likes, I appreciate it. I can't see any comments here. Let's see if I can fix that. I got it going. I apologize if I'm not seeing any comments. I don't know why it's not showing. Anyways, I apologize if I'm missing any comments. But anyways, wax, and I'll have these on the website too. But I mean, if somebody wanted to try it, and then all you have to do, you can break pieces off. You can take scissors and cut it. I have just a potato peeler that I just use just for this, and I'm like literally just shaving it onto it. You can add as little or as much as you want. So anyways, you just go and you have it all over, and then you put your iron on a hot setting. All right. And I have some parchment paper here, and I'm gonna just put that down. I tried to put some foil over my iron and it didn't quite work, because I don't want to ruin the bottom of my iron. A little bit of wax is on there, but I did find, and this was just me, I found you can do this as a double boiler method too, and just my own opinion, what a mess. I won't do that again. You can put in the oven. You could do them with the iron, but they last for like 6 to 8 months. But I'm gonna do these as Christmas gifts. I'm doing like a 3-pack. So what I had found in my little store there was they had some panels. So I thought, well, I'll do some panels, and then I bought some of the quarter panels. But you can see, or you probably can't see, but it's wet. But I can see where there's some dark spots, so it's not quite done. I need to add some more wax to it. You can even just take your scissors if you wanted to, and you can just like, cut pieces off it. Because when it melts, it's gonna push that. It's gonna push the wax anyways. So even if you just missed your corners, or you can even just cut pieces off. You can shave it off. I found that little shaver there. I found that to be much easier. So what did I do with it here? A little shaver here. But just shaves right off on it. I found this easy. So I have this little panel here, and then what I was putting with it, I'm like losing everything today. I have 2 more pieces that I have to go with it. But I have a whole roll. I've rolled them all up in sets. But to show you, I'm going to have a large red, like a large red back. So this is a 14 by 14 piece. I'm going to have this. And then I'm going to have, this is a 10 by 10. And then it will have a small 8 by 8 with it to match. So it's going to be like a 3-piece set to go with it. So, but they're really easy to make, super easy to make, and they last forever. You can take these camping with you. You can make bowls out of them. Make great bags for the sourdough. You can even, take your sides and stitch them, and they make great bags. And like this block that I made, this will go a long way too. So I'm just gonna take some more. But you can buy the pellets too, if that's easier for you. You can buy a bag of pellets. They have to be 100%. They have to be 100% beeswax. Or you can support, a local beeswax place too. Any place that sells the beeswax or the honey, whatever. I don't like it coming through onto my iron. I saw somebody use foil over their iron, and You just keep moving it around. And or what you could do is you could also just put it in the oven if you wanted to, and take a piece of parchment paper, put it on a pan, and put it in the oven. And then you put it in for 350 degrees for just like 5 minutes, enough to melt it on it. And then what you would do is take a paintbrush and you would just brush it. And then what you do, you flip it over and then you brush the other side. So I have this, but I have my paintbrush here too. So what I could do, just take the wax and really like move that wax around and do that. I mean, you can start this if you wanted. You can do it any way you want. You can start this if you wanted to, but you can see. So then what you do is you just take it off. It's not even hot. And literally within like a minute, you just wave it. And then you just like hang it to dry. I saw somebody today hung it off the front of her. She took some parchment paper and put it over the bar of her stove, and then just hung this over that afterwards. And I'll put this, oh my god, put this over here to dry. I broke my femur, so I have my walker right here and just tripped over it. That's not good. I already have a broken bone. I don't need another one. But here's another, like, smaller one. But these will make great Christmas gifts, especially, like, for me, I can't really get out of the house because of, but you just, I'm going to have these on my website, and the link is there. And while I have anyone on here, I mean, I love any subscriptions, anybody that wants to subscribe. But anyways, you just take it and I've made these blocks up. Whoop, that piece just went flying. But a bar goes a long way. So I'm gonna sell them as a 3-piece kit. So you have just some shaved, just like that. Take your paper, lay that over it. Ooh, that's hot. Put down a little bit more. Hello, if you're just joining, I'm making wax wraps. I need to see if I can fix that. I don't know why I, oh, this way. There we go. Maybe I got it now. I got it now. What the heck, yeah. All right, I think I got it now. Hello, how are you? We're doing some wax wraps today. I'm melting them. I'm using the iron method to do them. There's different methods you could use. And what did I do with it? But this is kind of a big one, and I have just my little candy jar here. And they just form right with your hand. You don't have to buy that plastic wrap anymore. Waste your money on that. These last like 3 to 6 months. It's just with some fabric and 3 ingredients. And I actually have made these bars ahead that have all 3 ingredients in them that I'm going to have on the website. And all you have to do is, what I'm doing is I just have like a potato peeler, and I'm just putting it on. But if anybody wanted to try it, I'm going to have these kits where it will have the fabric, parchment paper, it'll have everything you need right in the kit. And you just take the wax. It has to be 100% wax. You have to make sure your fabric is washed, which with the kit, I will make sure all the fabric is washed. I'll have everything in the kit that you need. And you can, I found that using the double boiler method was very, very messy. That was horrible. That's for me. But I'm going to use the iron method. And what you do, you can make sandwich baggies out of these, literally. They are so pliable. And if you've got, you know, an onion, half an onion, you just want to put in the fridge, you just take your hands, warm it up. That's it. Look, I'm not even touching it. It doesn't even come off. So like you could have say you had a vegetable. You want to put a vegetable in there. You had a little bit left. You just put it just like that. Just like that. Put it right in your fridge. And then what you do is, now you just want to wash it. Don't put it in the washing machine or anything, dishwasher, because it, you know, it is wax. But you just wash it with some cold water. You can lay it flat. You can fold them if you want. I'm doing these for Christmas gifts. They're going to be a 3-piece set that I'm doing for Christmas gifts. So I'm doing a 14 by 14 piece. And then I have, I cut out a square here. And then this one here is a 10 by 10, and then I have a little one that will be great for these little things like this. And I have this small one that's an 8 by 8. So what I did, I rolled them all up in here by sets. I have my fabric, I've been cutting them. But they're great. I just think, I can't say enough good things about them. They're really great. Like, you literally just, you have something, you need to store away. And another thing you can do is you could take them and you just fold across your bottom. You need probably a bigger one than this. But anyways, you fold in your sides. And then they stick. They don't, the wax is making them stick. So, and then anyways, you have your little pocket here. You can put your sandwich in, you can put some pretzels, some chips, whatever. And then you just fold this right down, you squeeze it, there you go. It's all nice and tight. And then when they're done with it, great for kids, for camp, anything. But these would be great, like, to take, like, hiking with. They're so super lightweight. They are like light as a feather. And they're so easy to make. They're only made with 3 things. They're made with beeswax, pine rosin, and jojoba oil. And they're super easy to make. So right now, what I did is I've already done some of my melting on this. And I've made these ahead that have all the ingredients right in them. And so I've already, where it's dark, so all I'm going to do, and the wax will move itself around. So you don't really have to be any specific spot. And then all you do is you take some parchment paper. I have one underneath, and I have a towel to protect my ironing board here. And I have the wax obviously on this side. And I've used the same piece a couple of times. But you just take it and you hold your iron down on it and you just melt it. And what you could do is, if you have a little bit of extra on the wax, you could just take a paintbrush and you just spread it across it. Really hoping my daughter's not watching this video because these are like Christmas gifts. Alright, so then I'll just take that off there. There's a lot of wax on there. And what I could do is I could take my paintbrush if I wanted, especially if it came out of the oven too. But you can just spread it. Like I got a little bit on the sides here. I can just spread it. But you want to do both sides of it. There we go. And then what I'll do is after they dry, it literally takes like 30 seconds for this to dry. So you pick it up. You're just going to pick it up. You're just going to give it a gentle little wave. That's all you need. Just a quick little gentle wave. And it's pretty much dry. Still a little bit warm, but it's definitely pliable. And then what I'm going to do is take some pinking shears around it. But if you're just joining, what I'm making is wax wraps, and I'm making these for Christmas. But I have a little candy jar here just to show for an example. But they're made of beeswax, 100% cotton. It has to be 100% cotton because it's going to be near food. And you have to make sure you wash it in cold water or whatever. No, I actually washed it in hot water, and then I rinsed it and everything. But anyways, all you do is they're like, you can make sandwich baggies out of them. You can make anything out of them. And see, they don't go nowhere. So say you had an onion, and you had half an onion. Say these are good for like 6 to 8 months. And if it starts to lose its pliability, you just add a little bit more. But I'm going to have a kit made up, and I have the block that has all the ingredients right in it. So you don't even need to go buy everything. And I'll have the parchment paper, the fabric, the brush, everything you need to just try it and see if you like it. But anyways, all you do is, say that's an onion, whatever, veggie, just put it right in there like that. Oh, you're done with it. You take it out. They're 100% biodegradable. And then you just take some cold water and you just rinse them and you just store them away. And you don't even have to store them flat if you don't want. You can fold them over and store them however you want. They're super lightweight. You could take these camping if you wanted to. So I'm going to have the full kit on my website that's linked below. But these will also be that you could buy just this if you wanted to. If you wanted to buy the whole kit, you can. If you just wanted to buy the individual pieces, you can. I have 14 by 14, 10 by 10, and 8 by 8. So this is the small piece. So this is the piece that I just did, just to show you. So I will take some pinking shears, and I know some people are like, oh, it's going to ruin your pinking shears. I'll go buy more. No big deal. I broke my femur, so I'm a little hobbly walking around here. But anyways, all I would do is, after I did that, just take my pinking shears and just trim the edges, just so it doesn't fray anymore. It doesn't have to be perfect. But you can do these in the oven. You can do them with a double boiler. I did the double boiler, and I found that to be a huge mess. I had wax all over my stove. It was horrible trying to get that cleaned up. But if you prefer that method, you can. You can do an oven method. You can put the wax You just put the wax in the tray, you put the parchment paper, obviously, on the pan, and then you put it in the oven for 50 degrees just for like 5-6 minutes. Enough just to melt it. Oops. Got a little off on that one. But anyway, so I just did this one here. So this is one hot off the press. I just did this. So you just take it. It's 100% fabric. And you just take it. Now I'm going to use it. Oh, I want to put it on my jelly jar. I want to take it camping, whatever I want to do. I'll have these listed on the website too. But your hand, the heat of your hand will also, but it doesn't go anywhere. And then you decide afterwards, oh, you know what? I have an onion that I need to store and I don't want to use up the plastic. You just wrap it just like that. There you go. You can make baggies with it, sandwich baggies. You can just put that out of the way. Obviously with a bigger piece, but actually I'm going to do the other way. But like this, and then you just fold your sides in, and you kind of picture it as a bigger one. But you have a nice little, little pocket there to put your sandwich in, and then all you do, you just fold it over. It'd be great for, you know, camping anytime. They'd be great to, some people like to hike in the wintertime. They'd be great for that. But these are good for 6 to 8 months, and then if it starts to lose its little bit of, you know, pliability, look, I just go like this. It does nothing to it. If it loses any of that, you just put a little bit more wax on it. So I'm gonna, in the kit that I'm gonna have, you have the stick, and if you don't use it all, you know, when you store it, it will get hard if you don't store it right. So maybe store it in a Ziploc bag or something. But then you can just put a little bit more on it with a hot iron and some parchment paper. And then there you go. And then, so say I added it, and 6 months from now, and I just want to add more, I just put down my parchment paper. I've added a little bit more on there. And I'm just going to take, and I'm just going to melt it down even more. And then it's good for another 6 months. I don't know if I do more than that. You might use it a couple of times, but just definitely, if you make these, just make sure it has to be 100% cotton, because it is going to be near food. Anyways, you just peel it off like that. It's brand new again. Isn't that cool? How cool is that? And how much money you're saving on that plastic wrap. These make great Christmas gifts. So I'm doing like a 3-pack I'm going to give as Christmas gifts. So I'm really hoping my daughter's not going to see this, because it's kind of her Christmas gift. But anyways, but I'm doing a, for this particular one, I have the small one. And then I cut out a panel. It's going to be my next one. So I have the panel. And then I have the bigger one for, say, like, somebody you could have any size you want, really. Let's say, like, the big one, somebody wanted to wrap sourdough. You know, these are great for sourdough. And they are 100% biodegradable, so they're good for the environment. I gotta pull up my chair here, I think. I wish I had a stool. I broke my femur a few months ago, and if I stand too long, the good foot seems to, they even sit down and do this. The good foot seems to go numb, so. But anyway, so I have the next one. It's just a 100% piece of fabric. And you know what I found out too? I just tried it, and I asked ChatGPT, because some of them just had the name at the bottom of the fabric, but it didn't say if it was 100% cotton. So I gave the name, who it was by, on ChatGPT, and then took it a second to look it up, and then it came back. Whoops, that one just went off. Came back with, yes, that's 100% cotton. You don't have to do it this way. You could take scissors if you want and cut it. These in the corner, and you don't have to be like, see, this one was out, so it got a little bit hard on it, but that's all right because I can still use around it. I just won't use that piece. But you can see just out of this bar, this is like my third piece, and I still have all this left. So even just out of this bar is about 2 ounces, but it has all the product right in it. So what I'm doing is I'm just shaving it around. You don't have to be fancy with it because the iron is going to move the beeswax around anyways. And if you don't have enough, like when you do it and you find dark spots that you know that didn't absorb any of the beeswax, you just put some more on. Not a big deal. But these here are going to be in a kit. You can buy the bar individually if you want, but they're going to be available in a kit. And it's going to have everything you need. It's going to have the parchment paper. It's going to have, not going to have the scissors, but it's going to have the fabric. It's going to have the wax bar, everything you need. So I just put that on top of there, and then I'm just going to take my iron, and I'm going to hold it down in one spot. I think I have the wrong side. No, I don't. I really didn't want to use my iron because I tried putting some foil on it and it didn't quite stay. So you just keep holding it down, and then I have a paintbrush that will also be in the kit. And then you just take the paintbrush and you just spread the wax. Whoop, that was a little hot. But they're so cute, and oh my, there's like 1,000 things you could use these for. But welcome in, I'm making wax wraps that you can use in place of plastic wrap. And they're super lightweight, and they're so easy to make, and I'm gonna have kits available. Anyways, you just you could take a brush and just take it, and you're gonna just brush that wax. You can brush it. So if there's any places that didn't get it, but you wanna do the other side too. So you do both sides of it. So you're gonna take it, do the other side. So you can see the spot. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's little spots. You can see the white where it didn't quite get it. So that will I'll get it on this next one when I do the back side. Hi, Miss G. Don't eat any of that. And I'll be good if you eat that. Right? Hi there, baby. What we're doing? No, I can't take you. No, I can't take you right now. No, I can't. I can't take you right now. Hi, welcome in. I'm making wax wraps. They're in place of plastic wraps, and they're made with 100% cotton, And it's on here. I'm melting the wax down on it now. I have some parchment paper over some material, and the material has to be 100% cotton washed because it's going to be near food, obviously. But I've made up some bars with all the ingredients you need right in them, and these are going to be right on the website. But you just take it. I've already done the other side. And then when you take it off, you can just take your brush, and I can put the rest of that wax, spread it out. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. But it literally dries in seconds. So I'm going to make a 3-piece set out of this one. It's going to have the 14 by 14, which would be great for sourdough bread. And then it will have a 10 by 10 and an 8 by 8. And then you just take it off, and you just give it a little wave in the air, like this. Dries. And then you can hang them to dry or whatever, and if you have some safety pins or something, but they're not hot anymore. It's warm, but not cold either. But you have it just like that. But here's one that was done, and I have a jar. This is a 10 by 10, and just to show you an example with the jar here. But your hand, because of the wax, your hand warms the wax, and it makes it so you don't even need to do that. Like, I'm not touching it doesn't even come off. And then, like, say you had an onion, that you wanted to put in there. Just a piece of wax here. But, you got a little piece. You can take it, just wrap it in there. Wrap it right up. However, to wash it, you just rinse it under some cold water. They last 6 to 8 months. They are super, super lightweight. And you can take these camping. You can make a baggie out of them. You can make like a roll it. So it makes a tube. You could use it for, first aid if you want. If you need water for first aid, you could use it for that. You could use it for a silverware holder if you wanted to. But it's just made out of 100% cotton. I've taken all the ingredients and I've put them into a block, and I'm going to sell the blocks. And these blocks have the 100% beeswax. It has the pine rosin, and it also has the oil already all in it, so you don't have to do anything. And the kits are going to have it's going to have a paintbrush with it, pretty much everything you need. Not going to have the pinking shears, but you'll have the different size pieces of fabric if you wanted. But this is the one I did. It didn't lose its color. It didn't lose the white. It still looks just as same as when I just made it. But like I said, you can take them however you want. They're very soft. You could make these over a double boiler if you wanted to. I myself found that to be such a mess. And when I tried to stir it, the thing would tip, and I got wax on my stove, and it was horrible. So I myself am not doing it that way. Quick and easy. I'm gonna start another one I can show you. I'm just gonna grab a small piece here. This will be part of the next one. And then what I'm doing with that other one is I'll just take some, I know there's kind of a debate over it, but I just use them just for this. But I have some pinking shears, and I'm going to cut the edges with the pinking shears. All right, we're gonna start another one. We're gonna start another one. Here we go. Make sure I got everything. Whew, it's getting hot in here. What are you doing? I love when the dogs are standing in the hallway. What that look like? to this next one. Hello, I'm making wax wraps. These are in place of your plastic wrap. In my opinion, they work a lot better. You buy that plastic wrap that doesn't stick and you have to get another piece, and these are awesome. And it's only 3 ingredients with 100% cotton and wash cotton. I'm going to have kits for it, and I made the bars too. If you wanted, you don't have to do it this way. You can cut it off, you can however you want to do it. You could buy the pellets, a bag of pellets if you wanted. So you don't have to be specific with this, because when you put the iron on it, it's gonna spread it anyways. So all right, we're gonna do this next one. Benny, what are you doing in there? What are you doing? Hello, if you're just joining, I'm making wax wraps here. I think I get some more water here soon. Hello, if you're just joining, I'm making wax wraps. The alternative to plastic wrap, and they work so much better. All right, so I did that. I made up bars here, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to brush that over. Take this piece, we're going to lay this piece over, and you can see where there's like a little bit of white piece that it just didn't quite get the wax on it, so I'm going to take another piece. But you want to do both sides anyways. So I have the wax already pre-made that I made into bars that I'm going to sell on my website there, and you don't have to be fancy with it because the iron is going to push the wax around anyways. So let's do that little piece, little pieces there. But these are a great alternative to plastic wrap. They make great gifts. I'm gonna do the kit, and it's gonna have all the pieces in it. But this is the one I just did a few minutes ago. And I'm gonna take the pinking shears, and I'm gonna cut it so it doesn't fray. But I have them 14 by 14, 10 by 10, and an 8 by 8. They make great for wrapping sourdough. They're so pliable, they fold right over. They're good for 6 to 8 months. All right, I'm stuck to that, that's fine. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'll throw this back down. Usually it sticks to the other end. But anyways, taking my brush, push it right over it. So we got it all. And then all you do, you just give it a little wave in the air. That's it. And it dries it. Quick little wave in the air. That's all you have to do. It's not hot. It is at first, but it's not hot right now. And then they come out like this. You can put them around a jar. You can put it around your food. They're completely sticky, pliable, but they're not sticky, like sticking to your hands. They're just really soft. You can make, fold them in, fold the sides in, fold the end in. You can make sandwich baggies with them. You can fold them over, make a sandwich baggie, put your pretzels in there, your chips, whatever. So this one here just got done. I don't feel like that. I didn't know if that fabric leaked, but I get no, it's not. Well, if the fabric looked like it ran or something, but I don't want to get wax on the bottom of my iron. But these are really great. You can use them all year long. They right on here. Because your hand is going to melt the wax. They're 100%. See? They're biodegradable, 100% biodegradable. All the money you're saving, not buying that plastic wrap that won't. So we have another piece here, a little piece off from a panel that I had. I had these all iron. I had them rolled in all rolled together. Hey, what you got, Anton? All right. Well, my dog was rolling by pretty fast. It's like, she must have something in her mouth. She's the only one I really have to watch out for. I made these, and I'm going to sell them on my website. And you can cut it off if you want, but I'm going to have a kit too that it'll have all the pieces if anybody wants to try it. So obviously I'm not ever going to use this to, for food, but I find it peels some bigger pieces. You can buy the wax. You have to have 100%. You can buy the wax, and you don't have to be fancy with it because the iron is gonna melt the wax so much it's gonna push the wax around anyways. But I haven't mentioned subscriptions. If anybody wants to subscribe, I would love that. I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoy making these. I think they're a lot of fun. And I'm literally sitting down doing this. I broke my femur a few months ago, so standing for periods of time is a little rough. But you want to do the other side too. And I have a paintbrush here, so what I can do is, I can take my iron and I can move the wax around. But I want to make sure I get the other side too. Turn it. Push it. But even if you didn't get it, when you do the other side, it's going to go right through anyway. So if you have a piece that's missing, or you can cut another piece off, and these last like 6 to 8 months. And then what you can do is, even though it shows that I got the whole thing, I'm still going to do the other side. There's a little piece missing, but I'm still going to do the other side anyways. What did I do with it? I am forever losing everything. Why I put that over there? But you take it and you just put it on the other side. I'm going to put a little piece here and another little piece down here. But the wax is gonna go right through. So even if you don't have, you don't have to put a lot on, because it's already saturated all the way through from the other side. And when you melt it, the wax is gonna move it around anyways. But this is the one I just made. This is the 10 by 10, and I'll take the pinking shears and I'll trim it. But I'll show you what it does. I'm almost done with this one. This was a smaller one. But you just go around it with the wax. You could put this in the oven too if you wanted, at 350 degrees for just like 5 minutes, depending on your oven. And you just kind of keep watching it. And then all you do is you just melt this. And then, whoops, so it's all melted. Anyway, so you just take it off. It's going to be a little bit hot, but it's not bad. and you just give it a little wave, just for a few quick seconds. Just give it a little wave just to cool it off a little bit. Just for a few seconds, that's all it needs. And then it comes out just like this. And you can use these over and over and over again. You don't have to deal with your tearing off your plastic wrap. And the wax is 100% beeswax. It has to be 100% beeswax. And the jojoba oil and the pine rosin. And the pine rosin is what makes it stick. And it just, this is kind of a big one. I just use this as an example. But you could make bags with it. You can, they'd be great for camping. To wash them, all you do is just take some cold water over them. You can store them away any way you want to store them. I'm gonna have the kits on my Facebook page. I've made wax bars, and so you can cut them off, you can pull it off, you can shave it off however you want, but that you could try it without having to buy like all the ingredients. But it is super simple, but they're so pliable. Like what I can do, I do this probably more on a bigger one, but you just take it, you just fold the piece up and take a side, just fold it in a couple of times, just kind of squeeze it a little bit. Take the other side, and they're super, super lightweight. They're light as a feather. So now you have a little baggie, and you can put your chips in there. You can put, make it a little bigger, but put your chips in there. You can put whatever you want in there, a sandwich, whatever. And then you just take the top and you just fold it down. That's it. It's not going anywhere. Where's everybody from? I'm in Maine. We actually have fun out today, which is actually really nice. But this is a piece I just did. It literally took me 2 minutes. So I spent a little bit of time the other night, and I washed all the fabric. I washed all that fabric too. But I washed all the fabric. I ironed it all, which you don't actually have to do, because when you iron it, it's gonna flatten it anyways. So you don't have to really go through a lot in the ironing process. But this is just a small one that I made. It probably won't necessarily fit on this one, but it just right down around it. So you could put it, like, I probably wouldn't put it on a hot coffee because you got wax, it'll melt it. But if you had a coffee that was kind of semi-warm, I mean, that would be, and it would be cute, like as a Christmas gift. You could just wrap a little ribbon around it, and somebody can reuse this. You can use them to take camping with you and have them be like a silverware holder if you wanted. They could be a first aid. You could just take and roll them into a tube, fold the bottom up, put some water in it. If somebody got hurt or whatever, you needed an eye wash or something, put some cold water in it. It's not going to hurt at all. They're 100% biodegradable, and all that you're saving in money to not have to. See if I find another piece here. I rolled these all in sets of 3 because I'm going to give these as Christmas gifts. I'm going to, just for example, on this one, I have the chickadee, really cute. I have the chickadee. I have a green, a solid with it, that's pretty. And then I have a small one that's going to go with it. So those 3 are going to go together as a set. And then all you do is you just fold them over, and you can just put a little ribbon around it, and you're good to go for a Christmas present that they can literally use all year long. I've used these quite a few times, so I'm going to do away with these and get some more here. Grab another piece. And what I do is, because they're all like crinkled up, rolled up like that, I crinkle it. It's getting hot. Look at this iron. I don't run my heat very high anyways, so it's pretty hot in here. Alright. And my next one. Try that. I'm going to take some of that. And I mean, I've sat here for under an hour and I've done talking to and demonstrating, but I've done about 5 of them already. But I'm gonna have these bars that have all the ingredients in them. I'm gonna have them right on the website. I love subscribers, anybody that wants to subscribe, and I'm always looking for something new to do, and I like to do things that are different, not trendy sort of things. I haven't really found videos on this like any time recently. They've been like 5-6 years ago. I'd never heard of them till recently, and I think they're the coolest thing. There's so many things you could use this for. It's unbelievable. Well, with that one bar, I think this is my 6th piece right now. And you don't have to be fancy with it because it's gonna, you know, push the wax out around anyways, so when it melts it. Whoops, that one's getting really thin now. I've used it so much. Really getting thin now. Look at that. I just shaved that right off there. What an idea. Shave the pieces right off there. Got plenty on that one. Shave those pieces right off there. Look at that. Alright, a new piece. I have to keep getting a new piece, but I used the last piece like 5-6 times. So I have a paintbrush to spread it if I need to, but I have my wax underneath on my fabric. It has to be 100% cotton, and then you're just going to take your iron and you're just going to melt the wax to the fabric. And in the bar that I made that I'm going to sell on my website, these bars, it was bigger. I've used it like, I think I'm on my 6th piece now. But I made the bars so that people don't have to buy all the ingredients and just see if they like to do it. But it has the 100% beeswax. It can't be like 95% or anything because these are going to go near food. Let's see if I can spread that out over there too. After you iron it, you want to flip it over and do the other side. You know, it's probably soaked all the way through it, but you want to make sure you get both sides of it. There it is. Actually, I should probably just flip that over like this. So as you can see, some pieces didn't get it, and the wax on it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more, just to my corners. This has worked out great. I'm just shaving off what I need. I didn't need to buy a big bag of pellets, and this one bar has lasted me 5-6. Anyways, probably don't even need that much in that corner actually. All you need is a little bit because it's the iron's gonna melt it. And then also I have a paintbrush here that I will use to help spread. But you can also do this in the oven too. Do it at 350 degrees for like 5-6 minutes. Not long at all. And then what you would do is you would just take the paintbrush afterwards. That piece there. Yeah. Try that. And if that don't work, I'll add a little bit more. No big deal. But super easy. I've made, I think this is my 6th one, and I'm on the 1 bar. And I'm going to give these as Christmas gifts. And hold right up nice, and I'm going to just take some ribbon, wrap some ribbon around them, But I do not have them on the website yet. But if anybody wants anything, just let me know. Just send me a message and I will work something out and get you what you need. But I'm eventually hoping I want to sell like the whole kit. The whole kit and caboodle. They're just so, I have fun doing this. They're just fun and easy. So as you can see, I got one piece that didn't get any. So I have some here, and that's all I'm doing. Oh, there it goes. The paintbrush. So you do the same if you had it in the oven. You just, you're going to take the brush. There's a chunky piece right there. Take the brush, smooth it out. I mean, if you did it in the oven, you know, it's not going to spread as much as this is. There you go. Then you just peel it up. Take it. I'm going to take pinking shears on it afterwards. I know you could do it before, but I'm going to do it after. And that's the only thing I use the pinking shears for. But you just give it a quick little wave. That's all you need. It's already cooled off. It's already nice and I can feel it. It's nice and pliable. Hot. All right, I gotta take this off. I gotta get something to drink. Hot. Whoa. Hot. Hot, Miss Penelope. My hat on. You get me something to drink. Oh, I had a drink. Had a drinky right over here, didn't I? I just have another piece of that. Don't you be getting that. That would not be good. Broke my femur back about 5 months ago, so I'm very slow at getting around. All right, I'm gonna do the next piece. You ready? I'm doing these in 3-piece sets. These are beeswax wraps that I'm doing for family for Christmas. And then I'm gonna eventually have the kit on the website where people can just buy the whole kit. You don't need to buy all the individual pieces. But I'm gonna add some. I've made the wax into a small piece left because I've literally gotten like 6 wraps out of just a bar of. So I'm just throwing that all on there, and you don't have to be fancy with it or nothing. The iron is gonna move the wax around anyways. But you could do this with a double boiler. I myself found that very messy. Some of the oil would tip onto the stove, and I found that to be very messy. But another method you could do is you could put them in the oven too. Put down some parchment paper and put them on that, and then once they're done, you put them in for 350 for just like 5-6 minutes. And then when they come out, you just take the paintbrush and you just spread the beeswax around that way. But I made these bars up, and they have the beeswax, the pine resin, and the jojoba oil all right in them, so you don't need to buy all the individual. But let them in. I love subscribers. Anybody that would like to see more. It's a lot of fun. I probably made just out of the one bar. Well, I have another one here. It's kind of started too, but I've gotten 6 out of just a bar. So that's actually 2 full gifts that I've I've made for family. I'm gonna, hopefully my daughter isn't watching this, but I can show you what they do. These are awesome. Um, they're really pliable, and they're 100% fabric. You can take these camping, you can take these hiking, whatever you want to do with them. And they're 100% biodegradable too. And they're with 100% beeswax. It has to be 100% because not 95, 90, it has to be 100% because you are going to have this around food. And then you can just take them. I just have a little candy jar here just to show you. And you just put them on and they're a nice little gift too. And then when you decide you don't want it or to use it, you just rinse it under some cold water. That's it. And they're nice and pliable. All right, I need to cut some more here. I could really go for like a Dunkin' Donuts right now. I did learn how to make a really good drink the other day though. It's really good. And I'm not like a coffee drinker. It bothers my stomach. And it actually doesn't bother my stomach at all. I've had it a couple of times and it is so good. I use the Nestle Gold. What else did I use? Caramel. Oh my word. Half and half. Ice. And you know, I found that with the half a cup of like the coffee and then the caramel and then the creamer. Oh, I used the I guess it's like a butter brown sugar cold foam. I use that too on top of it. Oh my god, it was so good. I'm like, Dunkin' can't even compare to that. It was really good, and I was afraid it was going to bother my stomach, and it never did. And I may have to make me one today. Oh boy, was that good. But I ended up I found that the half a cup of the Nestle Gold and with, you know, like a little bit of half and half. I needed more half and half and more caramel in it. I found it to taste a little bit better. So I do is I put this on here and I just melt it, and the iron will, you know, push it. You can take it and go like this if you wanted the iron, and take it and push it and move it around. If you did do it the oven method, this is what I don't like. It's gonna get on the end of my iron here. All you do is if you decided to do the oven method, you would just take a paintbrush and same way you would do it this way. So you can see where it's got little light spots in it. That's where the wax didn't get it. So all I have to do, I could take this, but I'm not too worried about it because I need to do the other side too. So the other side may get it anyways. I do that, but turn it over and you can kind of see where kind of the white spots are. So that's where I'll lay more of the whoops. I don't know where you can get the bars. I just make bars up myself to help anybody that might want to do this without having to go out and buy like all the products. It's not expensive. It's not really expensive. It's kind of a fun way of doing it. Your kids could do it. I mean, mom and dad could do the ironing, but your kids could help make them, and they make a great gift. And I've made, out of one bar, I've made 6 pieces, and so that's, the Christmas presents are 3 pieces to a set. So just in the last hour, I've made 2 Christmas gifts. and I'll just fold them with some like some twine or something, just to make them little. And I'm going to use my Cricut just to make a little tag with it or something. But whoops, that piece just rolled off there. Well, that's all right. I probably shouldn't be flicking them so hard anyways, but probably didn't need even that much. Anyways, you just take it, you take your iron, whoops, mind if I got that piece out of the way. You put your iron back over it. And so once it's done, I'm gonna take the brush, but it comes out like this, and they're very pliable. I'm gonna take my pinking shears and cut the edges of it. Let that sit on there for just a second. Oh, I did get one. Yeah, that'll be nice and soak through now. Alright, I'm gonna get that all there. Look how pretty that is. I'm making wax wraps. These are like an alternative to, that piece didn't melt, which I can use that on the next one. Like an alternative to plastic, and they hold amazing around your bottles, you know, your jars, anything. So I'm gonna just kind of flip that over. You can see a couple of white spots that didn't quite get it. So what I'll do is I'll just take this little piece that I had, a couple little pieces, and a couple little pieces I have here. And I made up bars. This is literally all I have left of a bar that I've made like 6 of these with. So they've gone a long way. And you don't need very much. I just need enough for just these little, which really these corners I don't even really need to do much because I'm going to be cutting it with the pinking shears anyways. There we go. That on there. I'm going to take these. Just melt these back on. I'm making wax wraps. They're like an alternative to plastic wrap. They're great for camping, hiking, literally any time of the year. And they are amazing. And they're so quick to make, and they're actually fun. They're actually really fun to make. And they're fun to play with too. Because you got a piece here, and it just, imagine that on, oh, I need to just wrap up my onion. Wrap up your onion. Oh, I need to just wrap up my berries, or I need to just take some chips with me. You can fold it over, make a bag out of it, and chips. And it will stay. Because the heat of your hand keeps it closed. So there's your little baggie. Put some chips in there, whatever you wanted. Fold it down. Put that right in your lunch bag. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna take this off here. And then all you do, like, you can spread it out if you wanted. I have the whole thing, but you want to make sure you get both sides of it. One of the biggest key things out of all of this, you want to make sure you wash your fabric, and then it's 100% cotton, and that you have 100% beeswax. But anyways, so there's, whoops, got a piece of, doesn't matter, I'm going to cut the edges off with the pinking shears anyways, but it's got a little piece of wax still stuck to it, but that's all right, put that off there. And then you just take it, you just wave it a little bit, that's all. Quick little wave, and like I said, I'm gonna cut that anyways, but you can see. But I'm gonna make 3-piece sets with them. Which I'm gonna do with the other piece. I have those. So the other piece goes, not that piece. But anyways, I'm gonna have a there's a big piece that goes with this piece. So I'm gonna have this is a 14 by 14. I'm gonna have that piece, and then it's gonna have the 10 by 10, like that. And then this one will go with another one. But I have another small one here, this one. So then I tried to match up if there was any holly berries on it, like that. So, but, and then I have a 4 by 4. I'm sorry, 8 by 8. So, but they're really, my daughter doesn't text me, and as soon as I get on, she, all right. So what they do is you have these, and so I'm gonna have the 3-piece set. I haven't done this piece yet. I'm gonna give these as Christmas gifts. But they are like super, like, oh, you got a, you know, piece of kiwi that you want to save. Just put it in there, you put it in your fridge, it's nice and fresh, and then when you're done with it, you just run it under some cold water. That's it. All right. So I have this one done. I've been putting them over. I have them where I have them hanging. I'm gonna take these over. And I know some people are like, oh, it's gonna ruin your pink and cheers, and I thought that too. It really hasn't. I've seen other people that have used them, and I thought the same thing. But I figured I'm just gonna use them for this anyways. I'm not gonna. So I made 5, 6, 7 pieces pretty much out of that. 7 pieces I've made out of that piece of fabric. I mean, piece of bar. But it actually is not all big pieces either. The big pieces are going to use up more. I have one dog that likes to, I have 4, but I have one little one that I know, it's her, that's dragging everything out of my crap room. I just found a thing of yarn over there. I keep meaning to close the door and I forget to. Alright, so I don't know if that ain't gonna be big enough. Be a bigger piece. I wasn't sure how big on the ironing board, if I'd be able to do this or if I should just do this on the table. But I'll just have to, it'll probably take me a few times to do this one. What I'm gonna do is crumple it, so I get rid of all those curves. So this should be good. I have a towel underneath so I don't ruin my. This will definitely take some more wax, a lot more. Oh. How long I've been on. This will definitely use it up. I got 7 pieces out of 1 bar. That's pretty good. This makes them nice and thin too, without cutting them with the scissors. And I did have some scissors though. What did I do with them? I can like this last little piece. Just have some scissors. I'm making wax wraps, but I have just this little tiny piece left, and I don't want to. But I want to sell on the website the wax bars, so you don't need to buy all the individual pieces. But these are just some old scissors that I won't use for anything else. Make these. What did I just do? Let's see if there. All right. I gotta get me some more water. Yeah, that's better. Oh, shit. drop that on me. I did not intend on doing this today, but I'm kind of glad I'm getting it done. Whew, my glasses. Hot and steamy. Miss J. Crazy Miss D. Tell yous. No, I can't take you. I gotta do this. Hello, making wax wraps. They're the alternative to a long time. But you have to use like 100% cotton on them. Push something out around over there. Didi, what are you doing? This is a really big piece. Probably should have done this piece in the oven. I've done this piece in the oven. This is the wax. I'm gonna have the bars on the website. It's already in them, so you don't need to buy them. This big piece might have been better if I did it in the oven instead of trying to hand do this big piece. I can't even fit the whole thing on my scissors here. So we're making wax wraps today, the alternative to plastic wrap, and it can be used all year long for so many different projects. And if you wanted your fruit and vegetables, you can wrap them in that. So yeah, probably should have done this one in the oven. It's so big. The smaller pieces are much easier, but they're very like pliable. You put them like right on top of your jars. That'll melt when I do it anyways. I can't take you, Bubby. Your mama. No, I got this, Bubby. I can't take you right now. No, I can't. No. Mama shouldn't even have started this piece. I know. I know, Rob. I know. Mama can't take you right now. Alright. I take you in a few minutes. Now hot down, Bubby. Have you got to go out? Is that what you're telling me? Are you being a good boy and telling me you gotta go out? Yeah. Hold on just a second, Bubby. Bentley, hold on, Bob. I'm coming. It's a little bit hard to do this big piece. Do it in sections. All right, you gotta go out, Bob. How should I get this done? Well, that's pretty good. I gotta do the other half of it. I probably should have just done this on the table, or it would have been bigger. But it's hard to do it because my ironing board isn't wide enough. Right. You ready, Bob? Yeah, you gotta walk. Come on. Go to the door, Bob. Good boy. I'm so proud of you. Good boy. That's what you were telling me, wasn't it? Huh? Bentley says, I was telling you I had to go out. Okay, come on, Bob. Bentley. Bentley, come on, Bob. Let's go. Boy, I'm so proud of you, Bob. You're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, wait. She was out there on the phone. All right. Hold on. I'll get back. Bentley, let it go. Real quick, Bob. Go real quick. Right. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him do his thing. I'll leave him alone. Let him do his thing. Oh. Penelope. I had to go get Bentley. One minute they're fighting, and the next minute they're best friends. I'm coming, Kate. I'm coming. Penelope, stop. Right here. You leave my shoes alone. Oh my word. Grand Central Station. Grand Central Station. Maybe he ran in front, maybe he took off running in front of the bus. You know, you don't know. Oh, shit. Alright, that piece is done. It's too hard to try to do the big pieces on this iron board. Did you take my shoes again? Or not? Okay, hop down. Down. red. This needs more. This piece and this piece. That green. That piece. Willow! Willow! Stay out of there. You're getting into my stuff. It's like shaving off cheese. Just like shaving off cheese. Oh, you have all kinds of toys. Why are you into my stuff? Huh? Willow? Hey, you guys keep knocking off. Hello, welcome in. I'm making wax wraps that you can use as an alternative to plastic wrap. They're super pliable and it's just 3 ingredients. Oh, what do we got next? Don't eat that. Hey, sure you don't eat that. Good boy, I'm so proud of you. That was a good boy. Yes, you were. You told Mama. That was a good boy. I'm proud of you, Bob. Mm-hmm. Good boy. Huh? Yeah, you are. Mama can't take you right now, though. No. Okay? Alright, but I'm proud of you. That was a good boy what you did. Getting there, Bobby. We're getting there. Huh? We're getting there, Bob. Alright. Find a way to make those big pieces, though. doing? Don't eat that if you got a piece. Hey, go back. Oh my. There you go, some Chinese food. Bread seems to have mint pieces on it. The others didn't. Whoops. I think I mean that. That. Making wax wraps that are alternative to hey, stop. What are you doing? I see you under there. What are you doing under there? Hmm? I see you under there. What are you doing under there? Huh? I see you under there. Oh, you gotta get some supper here soon, huh? doing? Doing this? Right, now get down. I can't take you right now. Okay, sorry. Ooh, that's hot. What are you doing? Yeah, Judy, Sissy, I'm telling you, get out of here. Not you. Get out of my stuff. Get out of my stuff. Out of my stuff. Huh? Huh? Get out of my stuff. Oh my. Oh, don't touch that. Whoops. That one, like, I think I'm down to the end of it here. It's wax, so try not to cut my hand across it. Wax, I'm melting, and pretty good. 10, I made like 10 of them. I'm only using like 2 bars. I'm getting hungry. get something to eat. I'm pretty hungry. Food, food. What you doing? Huh? You want some supper? I gotta get some supper. I'm pretty hungry. Petey Petey Papa Doodle. I'm pretty hungry myself, girl. Pretty hungry myself, girlfriend. On the way. What are you doing? Doing? Peep Papa Doodle Toodle Doodle. Peep Papa Doodle Toodle Doodle Doodle. Huh? What you doing, Peep Papa Doodle Doodle Doodle? Oh, I really want some Chinese food. Hmm? You want that? Now some supper, Mama? Go on, just go get your food. Get your food. Alright, can't really do the big pieces right now. I mean, a small piece, I guess. I forgot to tell you. have to eat. We're gonna have to eat, guys. Where's my drink? Man, yeah. Pretty hungry. Let me get this done. Why did I do my peeler? Take out a little thing. Oh no, it's under it. Huh? Huh? I do not interview. Not interview. Hello, make it wax wraps. A great alternative to reusable plastic. I made the bars myself that I'm selling on my website. Just put them in the oven, or you can do it by the iron. Put them in the oven at 350 for just like 6 minutes or so. But they're very pliable, and wrap them right around your take it like that, so small now. Now like that. You just melt it down. These are bars that I make and sell on my website that has all the like ingredients, the 100% beeswax and jojoba oil and pine rosin. The pine rosin is what makes it like really pliable. Yeah, you want to do the front and the back. Flip that right over. And if there's little white spots, that's probably either pieces I missed or these are some old scissors I use just for this. But you could just take some of the wax and all you have to do is just place it. But I find the peeler that I had worked well with it. Just shave it right on there. Then I could just break it into the pieces that I want, where I want them, instead of wasting the bag and pouring them on. Well, that's right. All good. And use these camping. Use them year round. Saves on buying plastic. They're 100% biodegradable. Super easy to make, super fast to make. Just peel it off there, but they're super easy. And you just give it a little wave, just real quick. But they're beeswax wraps. They're made out of fabric and 100% beeswax and jojoba oil and pine rosin. And then you just say you have an onion or something, you just put it in there. It sticks right up. It's not sticky on my fingers. They're good for 6 to 8 months, and then you just put some cold water on them, and you know, after a while, if they start to lose their pliability, you just, you know, put some more on it. You can put it in the oven if you want. But I'm doing these as Christmas gifts. I'm doing a 3-piece set. Is that piece? And I had some panels that I cut up. And I made these bars that I was selling on the website, and it has all the ingredients in it. What I like about it is I could just like literally, like, instead of pouring a bag over it and using up way too much. Let's see. But I just take it. This is my second bar, and I think I've gotten 10, 12 pieces out of it. Only one of them is the big piece. They're 14 by 14 inches, 10 by 10, and 8 by 8. The 10 by 10, if I'd have done a bunch of them, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I did. I sell these right on there, just peel it right off. It has all the ingredients right on them, so you don't need to buy anything. And my word, I've gotten like 10 out of them, so easily I've gotten 3 sets done. And that's what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm giving 3 set. So you can break them up, put them in your corner, but you want to make sure you do both sides of it. You want to make sure you wash the fabric first and It has to be 100% beeswax and 100% cotton because it's going to be near food. But this is another piece that I was using, and it's pliable. You can make sandwiches with it. Huh, Jay? Ain't your eye fixed, huh? Your eye bothering you? Oh, you alright? I've been with you all day. Huh? Love ya. What are they doing? What are they doing, G? Huh, Dee Dee? What do they do? I think for once I'm actually going to have Christmas done. Not be Christmas Eve. Well, what did it take, babe? Break this piece off here. Hi, Bubby. What are you doing? I can't take you right this second, Bub. What you doing? You're a good boy. Yeah. Yeah, wait a minute. Huh? I'm going to do this real quick, Bub. I can't take you right now, Whitney. I can't take you right now. This is all melted. It's kind of seeping through a little too much. So I'm going to piece down. Hello? I'm making wax wraps. It's like an alternative to plastic wrap. They're really great. They're just made with 3 ingredients and some fabric, and super quick to make, and it lasts all year long. And oh, there's a piece up there that I got. If you don't get it all, you can just spread it out with your, you don't have to be perfect with it, because the iron's going to move the wax around anyways. I just grabbed another piece because I think this one was getting a little too saturated. Oh, I got a little, just a tiny spot up top. You can see just one white spot. I could probably get it with this wet piece, but we'll do it right. And I sell the wax on the website just like this, so you don't need to go out and buy all the materials. And I'm going to have the kits available, so you can just make them right out of the box. You don't have to go buying all the individual pieces. And alright, I think I got it that time. I did. But you want to make sure you get the front and back, which I did. And then once it's done, that end's really hot. It cools off in seconds. You just wave it a little. And then once it's done, this is what it comes out like. And you just put them right on your, like, just show for example. They wrap right, say that's your jar or something. They wrap right around it. Or you've got some extra veggies that you just don't want to waste the plastic wrap. You can wrap them right up, and they come in little sizes too, so you don't have to have the big size. You can take and bend it. Make a pocket. I'll go the other way. Put the pocket on the inside. And you could bend your sides in. It's a bigger one, but you can make like a little pocket and put your chips in it or whatever. Then you just fold it down. I'm doing it real quick, but just fold it down. You seal it because your hands are hot, so that's what's sealing the wax. That's it. And then when you're done with it, all you have to do is run it under some cold water, and they're good for like 6 to 8 months. You can lay them flat, you can fold them, however, whatever you want to do. I'm doing these as Christmas gifts, and I'm going to do a 3-piece set. But I've done out of 2 bars, 2 of these bars, I made these bars up with all the ingredients in them. So I'm going to sell these so you don't have to go buy everything. And I have probably gotten a dozen of these out of it. I did get one big one, and that used quite a bit. So that's probably why I was able to get more out of it, because I used this, and I used most of them have been these 2 sizes. But they're really great. You could use them camping. You can use them like a utility. If you want to put your utensils in it, somebody gets hurt and you need some water, just fold the end right up. It stays sealed. Put some water in there. You can, put it over your eye, anything like that. They just wash right off in cold water. They are super, super lightweight, and they're biodegradable. But I've easily made at least a dozen of them out of just 2 of these bars. So, and how I chose to do it is I was just using a peeler and just putting it over it, and then I used some parchment paper and I melted it down. But they came out really cute. And then I'm going to take pinking shears around it so that it doesn't fray at all. So, and they're not hot. They literally cool right off in seconds. So, and I've been hanging them over behind me. They're already dry, but just let the air get to them a little bit. What you doing? Yeah. Is that another one? But in 2 hours, I bet I made like a dozen of them. But I'm gonna do like a 3-piece set for Christmas. I'm sitting down doing it. I broke my femur back a few months ago. So. But I have another small piece too, I can do that. But anyways, I have these here and I just take it just like a shaving cheese. I just shave it right off there. I can break them up into little pieces instead of taking a whole bag and throwing it over the top of it. I just peel it right on there. You just kind of, you break it, put it all over it. But it's with 100% beeswax, jojoba oil, and the pine resin is all it is. Super quick. But you can, there's a million things you could use these for if you wanted to. So then you lace them out like that, and you don't have to be perfect with it because the iron is gonna push it around anyways. These are kind of getting a little bit used up here. But, and then you just take it and you just put it on it, give it a good melt. And then you want to do the other side, even though it's probably going to soak through. And if you see any like white spots on it or dry spots, you just simply add a couple little pieces. And if after like 6 months or so and they start to lose their pliability at all, any of the wax, you can just throw on some more. But yeah, they just bound right up like that. You could wrap them. Move that around. But like, say for example, this was your half of a vegetable or something. You just put it right around it. You fold it. You put it in the fridge, just like that. And then you don't have to use the plastic wrap. And then all you do is you just take it off. You run it under some cold water, and you just store it. So these are great for like bread. Anything, but they stick right to, I mean, you can see I put it around this handle here, but you can see how well they stick right to it. Imagine that on your bowl, and then it's easy. You just take it right off, put it under some cold water, that's it. And then you can hold them however you want to store them away. I need to get some food. I'm hungry. Huh? You hungry, baby? Little pieces here. Looks like cheese. But it's actually wax. It's wax with the jojoba oil and I'm so tired at this point. I'm like, what else did I use? Pine resin. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm pretty tired tonight. So I got a couple little dry spots on this side, but you wanna do it both sides anyways. Oh man. Just melt it right down, and you just melt that down, and they come out like this, super lightweight, 100% biodegradable, and you can say this is your food, whatever. You just put it right around your dish. You don't have to use plastic wrap, and then they just come right off, and then you just rinse them under cold water. That's it. You can take them camping, take them anywhere. You want to like hold your silverware, use them there. You can use them for anything. If you needed them for a first aid and you just needed, you know, you needed a tube of water, you can make a tube with it. And there's like a million things that you could use this for, other than just wrapping your food. Well, a couple little pieces, but that might be, yeah, pretty wet, so I'll be able to get it just with this. But I'm doing these for Christmas gifts, so I'm gonna have a 3-pack. Just peel it out. You can do this in the oven too. That was just a small piece. You can do this in the oven, and you can use a paintbrush to, that's why I have the paintbrush in. After you did it, and you just wanted to like smooth it out. Whoops, I didn't mean that. But you just take your paint, especially if it's been in the oven, because it's not going to have the iron to really, you know, obviously flatten it out. But you just do it like that, and then it takes just a few seconds. It's already cooling. And then they come out just like that, and you use them same way you'd use this. They're really, really pliable. I mean, I can crumple that right up in my hand. I mean, imagine that around a bowl. This is better than plastic wrap. It doesn't have to be holiday. I got a million prints, but I have used this over and over and over and over. And they last 6 to 8 months, and if it starts to lose a little bit of its like stick, it's not really sticky, but it starts to lose it at all you have to do is just put it, you know, put some more wax on it. That's all you have to do. Really simple, really easy, great little gift. Oh, every time I say I'm not going to do another one, I do another one. I gotta get some supper. I haven't eaten yet. I'm hungry. Kinda. I fell in the grocery store and broke my femur a few months ago, so I'm kind of hobbling around. I hope everybody's well tonight. And on the East Coast, we actually got a little bit warmer. I think I was reading last night we were the 6th coldest ever. The 6th coldest 2 weeks of December. So, but you can break these apart, put them in your corners, wherever you want to put them. I mean, if you want to buy the bags and sprinkle it on, you can do that too. But I've made out of these blocks, 2 of them, I've made like a dozen. But I'm making some 3-piece sets for Christmas. So the other night I cut out like, I was cutting for a while. I cut out like 70 pieces the other night. I didn't plan on getting into this tonight, and I was like, oh, I'll just throw it on while I'm doing it. And I had PT today, and I was up like really early this morning. I had pain in my leg, but anyways, is what it is. So I make the best of it. So I just kind of breaking pieces off so I can put them where I want. But you know, like I said, you can use the bag if you wanted. You can sprinkle it too. And you just take your iron, set it on it, you let it melt. You can do this in the oven too. And then what you would do is, like, after it melts, put it in the oven for like 350. You just put the wax, sprinkle it over it, and the pine rosin. And then all you would do is you would take your brush afterwards, and you just think you would spread it out with your brush. Because with the iron, I can spread it out a little bit. I did do it with the double boiler, and I found that to be such a mess. So I myself probably would never use a double boiler again to do this. It's like you're trying to stir it, there was wax going on the stove, and what a mess that was to clean. But at least with the iron, I can take and I can push it out. But in between talking on here, and but you want to do both sides too. But I've made over a dozen of them in like the last like 2 hours. And I can see where like the dry spots are, which is fine, because when I do the other side, I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna lay more down where those dry spots are. You know, and if you feel like you haven't laid down enough, you can lay down more. But I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm getting pretty hungry, I know that. I get Chinese food on the mind. I'm like really craving Chinese food. We have now that I think about it, because I was gonna go, but we have an Asian restaurant in town. Oh my word, it is so good. But I'm actually thinking they're closed Monday and Tuesday. Not usually during the summer, but during the winter, I think they're closed Monday and Tuesday. Well, that's good, because I shouldn't be spending it anyways, right? So I'm just gonna take some chunks off here and lay them around. That's kind of a big piece. I use these old scissors because I afraid after a while I'm gonna chop my fingers off with that paring knife there. But anyways, right, I'm gonna take this, and now I'll lay that on top. And I just take the iron, and I just melt that down on it. I have 4 dogs, you'd never even know they're here. They've been really good today. I know Christmas one, I'm gonna have to do a demonstration on these, how they work. But you can do them, as long as they're 100% cotton and you have them in cold water. Not cold water, you wash them. Probably could wash them in cold water, but I didn't. I washed all the material. I washed it all in hot water. I did it hand by the sink, and then I need some more water in there. Speaking of water. And then I put them in the wash machine to rinse it. But this is a pretty one. This is like, that'll be like that's a pretty one. But these are just some panels. They were like 6 or 8 panels, and I cut them. And then I'll take pinking shears, and I'll cut around the edges of them so they don't. Well, look, I might as well go 5 more minutes, make 2 hours, right? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing there, Tootsie? Tootsie? What are you doing? Want to say hi? Real quick. Real quick. Say hi. Oh, say hi. Say hi real quick. Say hi. Good girl. She's my good girl, huh? What are you doing? Get down. Stop, stop, stop. No, we're not going to do this. No, you're not going to do this. Okay. You little beast. You guys have been really good. We're not going to start this, okay? You will be a good girl. Huh? Can you be a good girl? Oh, can you get something to eat? You did? Huh? Okay, no, we'll leave Sissy alone. Okay, get down. All right, I need to get me some new pieces here. These are pretty used up. Piece there. Oops. All right, you gotta get down. I'll go through a whole roll of parchment paper today. Kind of also curled. Hello, we're making wax wraps, and they're nice and really nice and pliable, and you can put them right around your food. They're 100% biodegradable, and it's a nice alternative to plastic wrap. You just, like say this is your jar, as your hands warm up. There's a cover to your jar, to your bowl. If you want to wrap it around bread, it can be used for so many different things. You can use it for hiking, anything. So many things you could use it for. I just had some more material here. Every time I say I'm going to stop, I'm going to do one more. Actually, that one I think I'm going to iron out a little bit. Just so it lays flat a little bit better. I don't know why that piece curled up. Probably did. I had them by sets of 3, and then I rolled them, and I think it probably folded it in a little bit. But I had these all ironed the other day. I hand washed. I cut them all. I didn't intend on starting this today, but I was doing these for Christmas gifts, and they've actually been really fun to make. All right, now, piece of wax there, some more wax there, a little bit more wax. I'm just gonna, almost looks like cheese. I don't know what that red piece is on there. Like shaving cheese. Oh no. Break some pieces off. You can buy the bag too and sprinkle it. You can put it in a double boiler and take a brush and brush it all on too if you wanted to. But they're really great, and they last a long time, and they last like 6 to 8 months. And then if you decide you don't want, or I mean that they are starting to lose their pliability a little bit, you can just go and add some more. Just iron on some more. So you'll save so much more money. Whoops! No, don't eat that. No, no. My dog just took off after that, not paying attention, and I'm like, don't take that piece, okay? No, leave it. But you don't have to be fancy with it because the iron will push it around. But out of 2 bars, I'm a mom on the third one, but I've done a dozen that I've made just out of 2 bars. So I might actually be, not Christmas Eve, like putting Christmas together. There's more water. This thing uses up a lot of water. Trying to find the places that are still dry. But these little bars, yeah, these go a long way. I made them. They'll be on the website. Put them wherever I want. Because you want to make sure you get both sides of the fabric. And then I just, after I wave them to air dry, I just let them set. Just air dry. But it's just beeswax, clove oil, and pine rosin. And you just have 100% cotton. And make sure you wash your fabric. You want to make sure it's 100% cotton because it's going to be near food. But they come out like, these are pliable wraps. And they just, you put them over your bowls. You can use them for most anything. And they last for like 6 to 8 months, so you don't need to buy plastic wrap. Bread, you can fold them over and make baggies with them, put chips in them. Woohoo! Alright, I think it's telling me to pay attention. And you do it as many times as you need to. If you see that there's any white spots anywhere, and you can just, I think we're good on this one. Anyway, all you do, and then once you've got it covered with your wax, you just take it, you just wave it. And then I'll use pink and shears. Alright, what else we got? Next one. On to the next one. Thank God they're so quick to make though. Alright. Hi, sorry. As though we're putting all my pieces together. I'm trying to make 3-piece sets for beeswax. No, don't get that. Hey, no, no. Willow! You should know. Good. You should know. I should know. Good. I don't really eat anything. I'm just using a peeler and I have some wax. I'm just gonna throw it on there. These are super quick to make. But I made these blocks of wax, and what have I got? 14, 15 pieces. 15 pieces I got done with 2 bars. I'm on my 3rd one, but I mean, I've still got some still on it, but they, I got a lot more out of it than I thought I was gonna. And I just, it looked like I'm shaving cheese. If anybody's making any comments, I apologize if I'm missing anything, but I love any subscriptions. If anybody wants to subscribe, and we have always cooking, baking, doing something. Cooking, baking, doing something. Huh. Making t-shirts. I never get that piece before she gets it. Take that piece off. See the wax. This is with a whole oil, pine rosin, and 100% beeswax. In the bar, I have it all pre-made together. And then you just take it and you just melt it down on your fabric. And then what you want to do is you want to flip it over and do the other side. Even if you've covered it, you still want to get the other side. And then all you do is you just wave it in the air, and then they come out pliable like this, and they're like an alternative to. It's an alternative to plastic wrap. It's better for the environment. They're 100% biodegradable. And if you don't get it all the first time, you can just go back over it. It's not a big deal. Like I can see a couple little spots. You can see the light places where I missed it. So I'll get that when I flip it over. So it's no big deal if you don't get it like the first time. Yeah, it's little pieces of. But it's cheaper buying to buy the bar like this than it is to buy the bag and pine rosin and the whole oil, and you pay for the shipping on all that too. That's a little piece. These are my old scissors. I'll only use them just for this. I have a container in my craft room that I have just for this stuff. So it can make such a mess. I tried doing the double boiler method, and what a mess for me, anyways. So I'm not a fan of that. I mean, some people really like that way, and some people really like doing the oven. And to be honest, this is the one way I did not want to do, that I was just like, I'm not gonna like it, it's just gonna aggravate me, I'm not gonna like it, and I like this better than any of them. This method has been wonderful. Take that piece. Well, what you can do too is you can put a take a paintbrush and just brush over it. Alright. It only takes 5-6 minutes to do these. I'm making wax wraps. I'm just kind of waving it out a little bit on it. And then I let it set in the air and let it hang for a bit. I need 2 of the medium ones. Oh my. I'm not doing any more small. I love that print. I broke my beamer a month ago, so I'm gonna move around. Try to see these little pieces up. No little pieces up for my dog to them. This is I have these on the website. These are bars that I put all the beeswax in with the rosin, fine rosin, and jojoba oil. And you just take it and you just put it over your fabric. You want to make sure your fabric is washed. And it's 100% cotton because you're gonna do your food wraps, so you can use them for so many things. You can use them in your garage, you can use them out camping, you can use them for anything. But I've probably gotten 20 pieces anyways, and I've still got this left out of the 3rd bar. But they're 2-ounce bars, and they go a long way. So you don't have to be perfect with it, you can just throw them on there. because the iron is gonna spread it out anyways, but you want to make sure that you get both sides of it. Put my phone into here. And then what you do, you take your parchment paper, put it over the top of it, and you melt it right down, but you want to make sure you get both sides of it. You can see how it's melting right down on it. But you'll be able to see like the dry spots, which is fine because you got to do the other side anyways. So you see a little bit of the white spot, which is fine. When I flip it over, I want to get the other side anyways. And I can do it when I do this side. But I could also take the paintbrush and I can spread the wax too. I can do it that way. And I have a little piece left, so I'm just gonna